Hey, whiskey friends, far and wide. We are live. It is Tasty Tuesday Happy Hour. I'm Erick, your humble malt muser. 3 hours of whiskey chat coming up. What's going on, everybody? I am, of course, beaming the signal from a new location, my new hometown of Chicago, Illinois. As you can see, not everything has been quite put together yet, so the malt studio will be in full form hopefully next week. But in the meantime, I got a good happy hour lined up to crack in the new place here in Chicago and catch up with everybody. It has been a long week for me, and I'm sure for many of you as well. So without wasting any more time, let me say hi to the early birds, and then I'll set things up. All right. Ben Demon Hunter first in the door. Calgary, Alberta, Canada area. I know you're not quite in Calgary, but how's everyone's day gone? Windy, rain, and snow in the forecast. Oh, my. A little bit of rain here in Chicago right now, but it's been warm. 70s so far. That's right. I am Tamika. Logan. Shocking, right? It is warm and rain here. Yeah, Daniel, East Texas. Finally a live stream that knows how to spell whiskey, even though we're drinking whiskey tonight. Yeah, we are drinking whiskey tonight. Cheers, buddy. Thanks a lot. Folks saying hi. Paul, Montreal. What's going on, Paul? Nice warm evening for you as well. Great to hear. Glad to have you in the house for happy hour, my friend. Cool. Tamika's going to get some of that Elijah Craig, but it's not rye. Okay. Oh, so the small batch. Okay, right on. Good pour. What else is going on tonight? We got 6 folks in already. Sweet. That rye is just now hitting more markets. Keep on the lookout. Yeah, that is definitely the case. I just started seeing it very recently. I'm warming up with a little Weller Special Reserve. It's basically like water. Yeah, this Elijah Craig, which we're going to uncork and chat a little bit about. It is just starting to show up now. It did come out last year from what I understand, but I could never find it anywhere. High West Double Rye going in the glass. Excellent. I love that stuff. I feel like there's kind of a juniper gin note to that. As weird as that sounds, I don't know if you picked that up. Great, neat, great mixer. Andrew Page, New Jersey, my former neighbor. It went. We'll probably get into a little bit more about the whole tale later in the show, or else with Telex later tonight. It's been it was a little rougher than expected, my friend. But that doesn't matter. All is well that ends well. We are here. Donner Pass, California. How are you? Paul, Northern Ireland, Whiskey Straight Al. Move is going okay, man. A few bumps in the road, to say the least, on the way, but my stuff is supposed to be, most of my stuff should be here relatively soon, and so the full malt studio will be back in action sooner than later. Yeah, you know, my decorating skills are just in total on total display here. Folks saying hi to each other. Juan out on the island of Oahu. What's up? Back at you, buddy. How are you? Good to see you. I got to get used to this new time because I'm in Central Time now. So happy hours at 7 for me. Darn. No, it is not. Ontario, Peter White. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. Burnix Moscow. Yes. The cat is coming. It's going to be probably a week or two, but yeah, it's coming. Great to see you. I have stories to tell. Awesome that you're in the house. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Zan, what's up? How are you? Good to see you as well. Yeah, you do get the juniper thing. Yeah, botanical. That's a good way to put it. Good way to put it. All right. We got 10 folks in. Let me set things up. So we're going to kick off this show for happy hour. I'm going to be uncorking very shortly here the Elijah Craig Straight Rye. As you all know, I'm a big fan of the Elijah Craig stuff, mostly the barrel proof. And last year got word that they had a rye whiskey. Couldn't find it. Just got my hands on it finally, as it's starting to show up a lot more now. With I think another release just came out. We're going to check that out. Later in the show, I'm going to reveal, I guess, and uncork a very special bottle that I picked up. Really, I want to give a shout out to Daniel for, chipping in and also, passing the hat around to get me a housewarming gift. You did not need to do that, my friend, but I really appreciated it. It was too kind of you. I thank everybody who chipped into that, and I will show you what I bought, and we're going to try it out a little bit later tonight. So do really appreciate that, you guys. Very, very cool. I'm humbled by the support. All right. Cohen, SoCal, what's up? Greetings to you as well, sir. All right. Okay, let's do this. Here's the deal. Elijah Craig out of Heaven Hill. Y'all probably know enough about Elijah Craig, particularly the folks in the States. It's a bourbon line out of the Heaven Hill Distillery, named after this guy who, Elijah Craig, who was like a preacher back in the day, who's rumored to be one of the creators of bourbon. I think he was the first person to use charred oak casks. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's the case. Anyways, they had a 12-year-old whiskey. It turned into an NAS small batch. And then they do those 3 barrel proof releases a year. And they did a toasted oak, a toasted barrel recently. And now we got a rye. So here's the specs on this. It is 47% ABV, just like the small batch. So it's above 40%. Doesn't say really much about anything on the bottle, unfortunately. But here's what I've been able to find out. So the mash bill that they use for this is the same mash bill Heaven Hill uses for Rittenhouse and Pikesville, which is 51% rye. It is 35% corn, 14% malted barley. So the interesting thing about this is that it's basically the same mash bill as 2 other rye whiskeys that they put out, and it is the lowest rye you can have to call it a rye. A rye has to be 51% rye in order to be a rye. It is a rye. There is no age statement. However, it is straight. Straight means at least 2 years, so on and so forth. So I'm not really sure what to expect. This is around $30, $35 right now, which is a good price. It's cheaper than the Pikesville, which is I think around $50, and the Rittenhouse is a little cheaper at like a $25. However, it's usually bottled in bond, so it's 50% ABV. So we'll see whatever type of casks they used for this, or if they left it in longer or whatever, what this recipe ends up doing to make this a reason to put it out. I'm not quite sure what to expect. I mean, I do expect this to be a very bourbon forward rye. Because, of course, at 51%, how much rye are we going to get out of this? Let's find out. Same Elijah Craig bottle. Body B, bloody blue. Wow, what is it with rye and green, by the way? Does anybody know? Comment in the chat. Have you ever noticed that a lot of the rye whiskeys that these distilleries put out, they always use green to signify rye? I know Knob Creek did that. I don't know what the deal is. Anyways, let me know in the chat. Has anybody had this yet? What did you think about it? Here is the color. It is a American whiskey, so not going to have any fake coloring in this. It doesn't say anything about non-chill filtration. Now the barrel proof is non-chill filtered. Not the case here with the straight rye, nor with the small batch. So, anyways, that's the tail of the tape here on this. I'm quite interested in this whiskey because, again, I do really like a lot of the stuff that comes out of the Elijah Craig line, and the minute they put out a rye, I was like, ooh, I'm going to check this out. All right. So here we go. Well, I will tell you right off the bat, the nose is very spicy and rye forward. More so than I expected. It smells kind of like rye bread, but there's a lot of heavy kind of caramel, toffee, sweet corn, bourbon notes as well. I mean, it seems relatively balanced. But the spices, the rye is there. Just with the flavor alone on this, or the nose alone, I do wonder how this would stand up in a cocktail. There's some nice kind of, I don't know, like fresh chopped wood, like just it's got a oakiness to it as well. Not charred oak, like fresh oak. Vanilla. All in all, pretty. Well, there's like butterscotch too. All right. All in all, the nose isn't. Nose is nice. No real like edgy alcohol notes or anything like that. I'm trying to think back now to like comparing it to like an Elijah Craig small batch. The thing that is coming through that I get a lot in that is the spice, and then it's specifically like the ground cinnamon. I'm getting a lot of ground cinnamon in this, which is something I get a lot in the Elijah Craig in general. All right, well, let's give it a taste. Cheers. Happy Tasty Tuesday, everybody. Rich, oily, a lot more bourbon, kind of the bourbon notes. So when I say that, I mean the caramel, the burnt sugar, the toffee, vanilla, the cinnamon, a lot more of that, even like slight hints of brown sugar, a lot more of that on the initial arrival. As it develops, you get a pleasant kind of sweet spice from the rye. It's sweeter than I expected. It seems like it's rounded out pretty well. There's even some like slight hints of maybe cherry in this. Medium long finish, white chocolate, milk chocolate. It's all right. Yeah, again, 47%. Oh, yeah. So Elijah Craig was the first to char oak barrels. It says it on there. Ha! I knew it. Let me do another taste. That first taste can always be deceptive. Mintier this time. Spearmint. Slight root beer note. Huh. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you on this. You don't need to rush out to the store to buy this. And the reason is it's not bringing anything to the table that you couldn't get, I think, in a bolder presentation in the Rittenhouse or in a much more complex presentation in the Pikesville. Now, the Pikesville is about $15 more than this. The Rittenhouse, however, 50% over 40 or over 47%. This is one of the more easy sipping rye whiskeys that I've had. It's got spice. It's got enough to kind of keep it interesting, but I there's nothing in this that's like this is a standout in any way. I'm not finding anything in it that's like, this is a winner whiskey. Again, it's an interesting release from Heaven Hill. As I was mentioning, the Rittenhouse Rye, same mash bill, is around $25, and then the Pikesville, which I think is around 8 years old. They don't have an age statement on it. That's just much bolder and complex, and that's only 45%, but the age is what carries it. Like, this is kind of wedging itself in there in that between range, right? Like, it's kind of riding on the name. I mean, maybe this is to compete with something like Knob Creek Rye, which personally I think is actually a little bit more dynamic than this one. It's okay. It's not, it's just not that, it's not that interesting. I'm a little bummed, to be honest. I was hoping to have this to be a little bit more dynamic. Now, if they ever put out a barrel-proof version of this, we'll be talking. I feel similar about this as I do about their small batch, in that, like, it's fine. It's a decent, step up from your kind of bottom shelf. But there are some better ones in it for the price, I'm thinking about, like, you can get a Knob Creek. I think the regular Knob Creek can go toe to toe with the Elijah Craig small batch. The thing about Elijah Craig is that they pride themselves, I think, on the spice that they bring. It's usually got a nice complexity. This one, I think the rye overtakes the other stuff, even though it's only 51%. It's assertive for 51%. It's nice fresh corn. Try some water on it. Relaxed, easy sipper, man. This is one of the more easy sipping ryes. Let's do just a couple drops on this. Now, yes, this is a neck pour. I could see this open up, but the way it seems to be changing even now is it's moving more towards like a chocolatey, mint chocolate chip ice cream kind of bourbon thing. Well, you know what? This is it's beguiling, to use a college word or whatever. It's much more interesting with water. Chocolate, mint. It's gotten a lot heavier. I kind of like it more. I simultaneously wouldn't probably like seek this out, but if I had a bottle, I would reach for it to sip because it's very inoffensive and it has a little bit of backbone to it. I do like this more than the small batch bourbon. $10 more, I don't know. I still like the Knob Creek Rye a little bit more. I think it's just bolder. This one is a sipper. I can't, if you're looking for a rye to make a good cocktail, I'm thinking like an old fashioned, you want to use rye or something like that, Rittenhouse. This is a little less, it's a little more refined than the Rittenhouse as far as sipping goes. It's not bad, but I don't think you need to run out to the store to get it. If I was going to just throw a preliminary score on this, 2.753. It does hang on for a little bit. It's a solid bourbon, or I'm sorry, it's a solid rye whiskey. Not a world beater. There's nothing about this that's like incredibly interesting, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad as just a nice, easy sipping rye. You don't got to think much about it. You can kind of just chill with this one. With those chocolate notes with the water, This one benefits from a drop or two of water for sure. Really nice mouthfeel on this. Yeah, you know what? I'd kick this up into the 3. I'd go solid 3 on this. Average. Not bad. I would rather sip this than the Rittenhouse, but I think the Rittenhouse is just a better whiskey, all in all. Mostly because I think a little water will open it up. And to be honest with you, it's just way more versatile if you're thinking about rye cocktails. So yeah. Prelim scores around 3 on the Elijah Craig Straight Rye. Not bad. Not a world beater. I hope this portends a Elijah Craig Rye barrel proof release, because I'm here for that. All right. Let me catch up in the chat. I realize I'm way behind and we got 19 folks in, so I apologize, y'all, for kind of missing on things. Smells bourbony. Yeah, it's the little brother. It might be older. I don't know. I mean, the Pikesville speculation is 8. The small batch bourbon that the Elijah Craig small batch bourbon is, I think, 7 to 11 years mix. Like, this very well could be similar to that, but I'm guessing it's younger. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure, I'm trying not to be too bummed about it, because it's like, what were my expectations of a $30 Elijah Craig bourbon or rye whiskey? It's competent. It's fine. I don't know if I'd buy another bottle, but I'll tell you this. If you handed this to me while we're sitting out at a campfire in the middle of the summertime, enjoying a, brisk wind off the lake, I'll mess with this. It's nice zipper. Just south of there, my friend, Chicago, close. Oh, Daniel was drinking that too. Yeah, marshmallow. Interesting. Ragtime rye. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of cinnamon. Donner Pass opened a special bottle last night. Glenmorangie 14-year cask strength from 5 Sauternes cask. I have never had a Glenmorangie at all. I've never had any one of them. Now, it's interesting because I was at Binny's today. Just poking around. I've been here 24 hours. How was I not going to go to a Binny's? I'm in Chicago. And they had some interesting Glenmorangie finished whiskeys. They had a peated finish. They had a sherry. They had a port. And they were all like $22. I was very tempted to pick one up. I just don't know much about them. Cody, NoCal, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to run out and buy it. OF. Curb stomp. Wow. All right. Tell me how you really feel. I'm blanking. OF. Not Old Overholt, right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, agree. Yeah, like a barrel proof. Hey, Alan the whiskey friend. Oh, you got the Offerman. Okay. I was going to be reaching out to you relatively soon about that. Have you tried it yet, or are you going to do a show? Awesome, man. Great to see you, Alan. He is all the way over in the UK. Always great to have Alan in the house. Yeah, back at you, buddy. Donner Pass Orange is pretty underwhelming until I get the 18-year winner. 40 gel filter color. Oh, interesting. Yeah. That's what's always fun about it, Peter White's trying to sample LCBO 13 single cask Highland Park Sherry Mature. Okay. That doesn't sound bad. Richie Z's in the house. What's up, Richie? Good to see you too, man. Cheers. Always good to have Richie in the house as well. Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that. I really like the Pikesville. I mean, the Rittenhouse is more of a mixer for me, but I still feel like this one, it's right in the middle, so it doesn't really do much of anything. Top Shelf Dustin, what's up? Yeah. Indeed, my friend. Good to see you, man. Yeah. It's not bad. No. I did not. It was less than 24 hours. But I had to check out the one in Logan. The one over Remy is not great. They didn't have they had some stuff. It was nice. It's refreshing to go into a store and even see what they had. That was nice. However, nothing to write home about, as it were. Got you. Thank you, Dustin. I thought I missed something there. Kapil sending his signal from Delhi, India. Right on. All right. Good to see you, Kapil. Okay, so just to recap, we checked out the new-ish Elijah Craig Rye. Consensus is serviceable. Not bad, not great. It is about what you'd expect. We'll see what happens with some water. I'll do a full review later. At some point in time, I'm in that 2753 range on a prelim score. After a little bit later in the show, I'm going to crack open that housewarming gift bottle that some of y'all chipped in for. I do appreciate that. I went outside my normal purchasing habits to revisit something I haven't had in years, and so I'm excited to share that and open it up here. And then, of course, at 9 o'clock Eastern time, 8 Central, which I need to start getting because I'm in a different time zone now. Telex and Malt Show, we are going to the Orkney Islands and checking out 2 Highland Park samples generously supplied by Telex the Whiskey Tech. We are doing the Highland Park 17-year-old light and the Highland Park 17-year-old dark. I know nothing about either of these whiskeys. He's very excited about them. So I hope you all can hang out and join us for that. I will drop the link in the chat right around 9 o'clock Eastern as we prepare for some Highland Park tonight. So I hope everybody can join and join that chat. It should be fun. I don't know much about either of these, but Telex is a huge fan. So if you know anything about, if you want to learn a little bit about Highland Park, some obscure Highland Parks, there are so many to count. But if not, and you got a Highland Park you want to just join us, and be great. It should be a fun show. Oh, okay. I'll have to look for that. This is getting a little bit better, not going to lie. This is the kind of rye whiskey where it's like, if you meet somebody who says they don't like spicy whiskey, it has just enough spice to still be palatable. It's not overpowering. There is another rye, which I'm going to be doing a review of relatively soon, called Wilderness Rye, which has a similar profile as this, a bit more bourbon heavy. I like it a lot more, and I'll talk about the reasons why when I do that review, but it's similar. They're the kind of ryes you feel like you could start somebody off with. Dark was great. The light is a whiskey. So we should do the light first then. Dram Dude Cody, good but too pricey. Yeah, it sounds like Highland Park. Yeah, Donner Pass. Yeah, from what limited information I have on these, I've heard that the one to get is the dark, and it sounds like we got Dustin and some other folks in here seem to kind of be pointing in that direction too. But I think they're both 17-year-old both 17-year-old single malts from Highland Park. So I'll do full volume versus dark origins, just a different. There you go. There you go. Whiskey Friend got the Jack Daniel's single barrel rye today. Yes. Is it the barrel proof or is it the regular one? They're probably both good. But I've heard a lot of good things about that barrel proof. Agreed. Okay. All right. I'm going to get into this now. Okay. Well, just to reset. Oh, you got the barrel proof. Yeah. You're in for a winner. Similar to that, if you've had the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof Tennessee whiskey, it's fantastic. I gotta say, this Elijah Craig is growing on me a little bit. It's still a little thinner than I want it to be, but boy, it finishes quite nice. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is how it goes with, this is why I don't like try to give preliminary definitive scores or anything on these when I just uncork them, because you never know. But it's not bad. All right. Last week, and again, I want to give a shout out to Daniel. I caught Daniel in the chat passing around basically a little donation thing to give me a housewarming bottle. As you all know, I'm here in my not yet fully, well, not all my stuff is here yet, but I have moved to Chicago from Philly, and Daniel was nice enough to ask some folks to chip in, and I would go use that money to get a little housewarming bottle, and I did get one, and it's one that, to be honest, I haven't bought a bottle of this line since 2018, and I never thought I would again, but I came across it and something just said, you know what? It's high time you check it out again. It is not a Scotch. It's going to be in line with what we've been drinking tonight, and so I do want to thank everybody in advance who chipped in. It's so generous of you guys, man. I really, really appreciate it. What I got here is a Booker's. It is Booker's 2001-01 Donahoe's batch. I don't know anything about it other than, Booker's typically are in that 6-year 4-month to 6-year 8-month age range. This one is 6-year 11-month. So I picked up a freaking Booker's, and I'm excited to try it because I'll be honest, I've had mixed feelings about Booker's. I've just not had... I haven't had one in such a long time. I thought this is a good time to check it out. So we're going to do it. Let's check out some Booker's. They have went up in price since the last time I bought one. Holy crap. So this is about a 7-year-old Booker's. It is bottled at 62.65% ABV. So it is not playing around. It still has that, let's admit it, absolutely freaking beautiful bottles. I do love their presentation, the ostentatious wood thing, whatever, but their bottles just look great. Donahoe, let me just give you the top lines here. Wow, they give you the entire, this is where the batches were all. 16% of this came from this floor and that floor, whatever. This batch is made of barrels, breakdown, Booker Donahoe's batch, blah, blah. Okay, so here's the story. This batch is named in honor of retired Jim Beam employee Mike Donahoe, who was also a close friend of Booker No. Basically, he was in charge of, basically putting some bourbons together. Shocking. And he would find these special ones at some special barrels, and he would go share them with Booker and all of this. And he had a special stash, and he was giving them out as holiday gifts, all that. So, always a great story with the Booker stuff. Whatever. Hey, let's give it a try. It's been a while. Again, 62.65% ABV. This is 6 years old, 11 months and 4 days. So nearly a 7-year-old Booker's, which honestly isn't one of the older Bookers. I mean, I haven't been following. I know they do 4 batches a year. But let's do it. Bookers. Let's see. The last one I had, I will admit I liked, which was Kathleen's batch. That was the 01 release from 2018. So it was 3 years ago. I haven't bought one since just because their prices are outrageous and their quality has been suspect. All right. I'm going to let that sit in the glass for a little bit because Lord knows it's going to be fire. Composite cork. Bookers. Let me know in the chat. You a fan of Bookers? You not a fan? Were you at some point? Not anymore? You just getting into it? Let me know what you think. Let's see what we got. Let me catch up in the chat here. Oh God, you bought an account. Whistle pig. Even worse, he says. That's funny. That's a great review. Bookers. Roll that up and smoke it. Yeah, here we go. Bookers makes you glad Knob Creek was made. Well, I mean, I would say this. I mean, it's the same mash bill, right? The Bookers, the Bakers, and the Knob Creek are all in the same range. It's just this is the cast strength version or whatever. I think the biggest issue with Bookers is the price. I'm not as, the age 7 years. It's not too bad. I think it's the price. I mean, these are like $90 these days, which is crazy. Yeah, totally. Worst case scenario. Yeah, well, the Baker 7 is like the intermediate one of the small batch collection from Beam. Yeah, I haven't had a Booker's. I don't remember the last time I did this. What, an Oogie? I mean, if that's violating your morals, check your morals. Was it an Oogie or was it a Corey Brecken? Or, oh, wait a minute. Did you buy the Scorch? All right. Andrew Page says, the only time I had Booker's is Beam Suntory tasting. Yeah. Best bottle. I've heard positive things about this one. So let's check it out. Here we go. Booker's 2021-01 Donahoe's batch. It is as dark as a bourbon gets. Looks pretty damn nice. It smells like Jim Beam. What do I mean by that? Peanuts. Nuttiness in general. There's a lot of nuttiness in Jim Beams. Creamy caramel, dusty cinnamon, brown sugar, pipe tobacco. It smells, the dominant note on the nose here is sweet. And it's kind of like it's like an almond buttercream frosting, or like it smells like frosting. Very sweet. Vanilla, and then there's like a little bit of a coffee note. So it has a little bit of body. Whew. Here we go. Again, thank you guys. This will be fun. Cheers. Oh, that is hot. Woo! God damn. It's really hard to pick anything up on that first taste. It's sweet. There's caramel. There's toffee. There's almost like a powdered sugar strawberry shortcake thing going on. Dusty, but my God, that is hot. All right. Okay. Here's my thing with Booker's. And this is reminding me exactly. This is reminding me exactly about the like paradox I always run into with the Booker's when I've had it. The nose on most Booker's is fan-freaking-tastic. One of my favorite noses of bourbon. It is in that old Forester style where it feels very heavily charred, a lot of dark chocolate, cola, effervescent. A lot of that going on in this. It's just so damn hot. But the second sip, again, traditional bourbon notes, creamy, sawdust, pipe tobacco, leather, medium finish. Not bad. I think it's going to need some water. So let's just like not even pretend that that's not the case. Let's see what happens with the water. I think this is where it's going to potentially really shine. Fingers crossed. I'm doing 4 drops on this. Let's bring this ABV down a notch. Still a great nose, dessert quality coffee cake. It's still hot, but it's so rich. It is like you just bit into a giant piece of chocolate fudge with graham crackers in it. Curious. Is this thing up on Distiller? Check out good old Distiller on this. I'm curious to see if they've done anything on this one. I know they are like, they do a ton of, they seem to review almost every freaking Booker's that comes out. What? Is that right? Wait a minute. Okay. So this I did not expect. Booker's 2001-01 Donahoe's batch on Distiller has a Distiller score of 97. I think this is the highest Booker they've had. Are you kidding me? I love how at the end of their tasting note review, they say, hit it with a big ice cube. That seems high. I don't mind it. No, I mean, I don't mind Booker's. It's the price. If this was $60, I'd buy it all day. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, this is the thing. I think the biggest problem with Booker's is the price. This is not, it's really tough to say this is a $90 whiskey. $60? Sure. Oh, duh. Of course, man. This is pretty good, though. I'm not going to lie. I think it just needs more water even. Oh. There is this leather note, or like, yeah, like it's a leather note that is starting to show itself a little bit more. Again, this is neck pour. That's really, really good. It's kind of just poking through the intensity of this whiskey. I think this might be a fun one. Again, this is the Booker's 2001-01 Donahoe's batch, 62.65%. Again, thank you to everybody who chipped in. This is a fun housewarming whiskey. I didn't want to get something I knew would be a guarantee. I wanted to try something to make it kind of fun. And, you know, I stumbled across this Booker's, and I'll be honest, I'm glad I did. I'm enjoying this. I think I'm going to leave this without the cork on for like maybe the next hour and just let that bad boy breathe. Man, there's a nice kind of dry baking spice thing going on too. Honestly, it's more interesting than I expected given my last experiences. Again, I don't think you should run out and buy this for $100 or $90. It's just not worth it. But there are many alternatives in the bourbon range that are much worth your time. That said, this ain't a bad Booker's. Yeah. 3.5. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. Other than thank you guys again. This is fun. So let me give you a quick reminder. So we chatted about we chatted a bit about the new Elijah Craig Straight Rye. We've checked out, I think, the latest release from Booker's. I don't know how many of these they do anymore. This is the first one from 2021. Fun times. And in just about 10 minutes, it's going to be time to join Telex, the Whiskey Tech, and I for the Telex and Malt Show. So if you didn't catch earlier, Telex and I are going to be doing Highland Park. We're going to be doing Highland Park Light and Highland Park Dark. These are both 17-year-old Highland Park whiskeys. I don't know the ABV. I don't know pretty much anything about them. But that should be a lot of fun. So if you're a Highland Park fan, it should be great. All right, let me catch up here. Christopher David's in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. I got a Hammerhead 30-year-old. Can we talk about the difference, how different and good George Dickel 15 single barrel is? I've not had it. The last George Dickel that I had was that one that Whiskey Advocate said it was their whiskey of the year or whatever. That was the, what was that? The 13-year-old bottled in bond. It was all right. Oh, yay. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just delighted to be here. I mean, this is it was a hell of a move. I'm sure if for folks who hang out on Telex's show, because Telex did get some texts from me. I'll tell you all about the absolute craziness that I went through on my move. It was not a smooth move, but be that as it may, it's a nice, cozy little spot. I'm in Logan Square. I'm close to Dominican and Puerto Rican food because I'm basically in that neighborhood, which is exactly what I want. Great bars, Milwaukee Avenue Strip. Life is good. I cannot complain. Received a sample of the Knob Creek 120. I love that. Knob Creek 120 is probably one of my favorite value bourbons. It's like $50. It's great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Oh yeah. I'm steps away from Milwaukee Avenue, which is the entire strip from Logan Square into Wicker Park, like that whole scene. Rock clubs, great bars, great whiskey, tons of awesome food. I mean, I had yeah, believe me, dude, it's one of the reasons you want to move to Chicago, right? It's the food scene. I had the Jabrito today, which is like basically kind of like a torta, but it's Puerto Rican. And basically it's made, instead of bread, it's fried green plantain as the top and the bottom. It's one of the best sandwiches you'll ever have in your life. Jabritos y Mas is like a block and a half away from me, which is going to be a real freaking problem. But so it goes. And yeah, I'm steps away. I mean, Revolution Brewing is right down the street. Tons of great bars. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you've ever spent time in Chicago, you know, like, I mean, their food scene here is, they have great ethnic neighborhoods with a lot of immigrants. So, I mean, I have Dominican, right around here, it's Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban food. Just, fuck, man. You can't go wrong. It's great. I love the city. I've been meaning to come here for years, so I'm happy to be here finally. What up, Leo? Oh, he's talking to Richie. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes. Believe that, man. I am in walking distance from great bars. Indeed. Cheers, Leo. Yeah. I'm right in the thick of it. When nobody speaks English at the restaurant, you know you're in the right place. I'm in Logan Square. So I don't know if you've been to Chicago before, but if you think about the Kennedy Express, which goes northwest from the Loop downtown to O'Hare, you kind of have West Loop, Wicker Park, which is like hipster central, and then Logan Square, which is quasi hipster central, I guess. I don't know. So I'm right there in Logan Square. I'm right on the blue line. So yeah, it's great. Cheers, Chris. Yeah, happy to be here. Well, it's a little bit more, but not too bad. Philly was cheaper, but Philly is changing a lot. I mean, Philly would have been a great place to buy property in the last 10 years. Because what's happening is a lot of New York people are moving to Philly because it's so cheap. And so it's jacking up the prices. I mean, you know, your standard 2-bedroom in this neighborhood's around $1,500-$1,600, which, you know, it's cheaper than DC, but probably not. You could get more in Philly still, I think, for the price here. But all things considered, you know, yeah, gas prices are a little intense here, but, you know, they have, you know, I don't know. I mean, you're going to live in Chicago, it's going to cost a little bit more, but if you use public transit and so on and so forth, if that's the lifestyle you choose to live, it's not too bad. So yeah, probably a little bit of a cost of living increase, but not that much. It would have been a lot more, I think, a couple of years ago. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I can't sing the praises enough about this food scene in Chicago. It's fucking amazing. Leo's talking. Oh, K&L. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. Dude, I grew up in Milwaukee, man. I'm from Milwaukee, and Milwaukee is an hour and a half drive from here. So it's great. Go get to see my mom, my brother, and his kiddos. It's going to work out perfect, man. Yeah. Ooh. You're doing a barrel pick with who? Can you share? Well, where are you? I don't know where you live. 1,500 for a one bed. I mean, you must be living in a high end place. You're not in like Los Angeles or something, right? San Francisco? No, I mean, not San Francisco. You're in Ohio, right? Where the hell are you? I mean, maybe you're You must be getting something pretty sweet for $1,500 because I can't imagine there's a lot of places in Ohio that are that pricey. Not hating, I'm just saying. Logan Square. $1,500. I mean, yeah, this is a 2-bedroom. I mean, it's not huge. This was about $1,350. And I mean, this is because I'm on the edge of kind of gentrification. In a couple of years, this will probably be $1,800, but you know how it goes. But I'm blocks from Milwaukee Avenue. I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago. Milwaukee Avenue is just like a great strip of just bars, restaurants, ethnic food, indie rock clubs, stuff like that. Really? Oh, wow. That's so cool, man. Dude, we need to connect on that. I would love the opportunity to even think about tasting a barrel that you were able to handpick. Yeah, right on. Yeah, I'm sure, man. I mean, you probably got great amenities. The Malf Studio, man. I told you I got a 2-bedroom, so there's going to be a little office. There's an office space behind me. I'll have 3 shelves and put most of the stuff up. The rest I'm going to kind of put in a little storage area, but it's going to look nice. I'm hoping by next week at this time I'll have it fully set up. It'll be a lot of fun, man. Oh, that's rad. Damn. That's super cool. Are you gonna do like a live thing about it, or are you gonna do like at least like a tasting of it at some point? That would be fun to watch. Keep us in the loop on that. All right, y'all. Anyways, sorry. We are nearing Helix the Whiskey Tech time. Let me grab that link which he has posted. Again, we are doing Highland Park Light in the Dark. Here is the link if folks want to open that up and get it ready. He's going to be live in just a couple minutes. This should be a lot of fun. Again, these are 2 Highland Park whiskeys that are, I think, around 17 years old. I do not know that much about them, but I'm looking forward to it. So we're going to try some old stuff, man. If you're a Highland Park fan, join us. I am going to, so here's that link one more time. I'm going to get myself situated here and get ready for this show. So head on over to that link. Do smash the thumbs up on your way out. If you haven't subbed, I would appreciate a sub. That'd be great. If you enjoy the show, enjoy the content. I got a review coming out Friday. It is of a bourbon, a very modestly priced, yet pretty damn good bourbon, if I will say so myself. So that'll drop Friday. And then, of course, the live stream will continue next week. So good hanging out with everybody. I'll catch you guys in just a couple minutes over on Helix the Whiskey Tech's channel for Highland Park Light and Dark. Thanks, everybody, again, for hanging out. And again, I want to give serious thank you for the folks who chipped in last week into Daniel's thing. I'm enjoying this Bookers, and we'll definitely be revisiting this as we continue on here. So, all right, y'all. Everybody be well. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.